Morning, YouTube. It is me again, your favorite Texas trucker, and I am on my way to Wisconsin, to the Bridgefield terminal, where I'm going to drop off this load, hopefully. I've done about 3 videos talking about the issues with this load. I think I'm just going to redo the whole thing and compile it into one video right here. Yesterday, I got dispatched on a load to Battle Creek, Wisconsin to pick up post cereal. And on the way there, I got a Qualcomm message telling me that the trailer on site had been ejected for holes in the sidewalk. So they wanted me to go there and drop my trailer, get it in the dock so that they could start unloading it. Or start loading it, I'm sorry. And that I was supposed to get with maintenance and work on getting the trailer on site repaired. So I got there at 2:50 and got my trailer in. They had me put it on the line instead of in the dock, which was my first clue. And then they told me that I could do whatever I need to do with the other trailer. So I get and put that right next to the rejected trailer, and I do an inspection on the rejected trailer, trying to find but there was no damage on the rejected trailer. I couldn't find anything. So after 30 minutes or so of inspecting that trailer, and man, I looked at everything. I called maintenance and asked maintenance what they want me to do about it. Maintenance has me go through and get inside the trailer and shut the doors and look for light, and there's nothing. The trailer was in really good condition. And no patches on the trailer, it still had the original sidewalls on the outside, the original bulkhead. It had one door that had been replaced and one door that was old, but the door that was old didn't have any holes in it. It wasn't leaking. And so maintenance tells me to, they're going to call me back and they're going to make some phone calls. So I get off the phone and I snatch one of the guards, that's responsible for it. I ask him, who do I need to get to deal with this trailer? He said that they were the ones that did the inspection, so I had him come over there, get in the trailer, we shut the doors, we looked for holes, and we looked for any reason the trailer would be rejected. He couldn't find anything. So, he finally admitted there was nothing wrong with the trailer. We went back and had the trailer categorized from rejected to an accepted trailer. So then I asked, how long it was going to take to get the trailer loaded so that I could get out of there. And he said, it'd be about 4 hours. Couldn't stay on site, so there was a spot, a block away that I could park at next to a police station. And just kind of an open dirt field. So I pulled in there and parked. And 5 hours later, I call up and I ask about it, and they said that it just went in for loading at 4 o'clock and then to give them another hour and a half and call back. So I was nearly out of time. The trailer was supposed to be picked up at 11:59 by 11:59 p.m. So I waited until 11:55 and then I went up there and tried to pick it up. And the night shift guy says that the trailer that was scheduled to be loaded is still on the rejected list, and that nobody started loading anything yet. So I called dispatch, and I talked to dispatch about it. Dispatch told me to track my time and make sure that I knew when I got in and out, because they were going to charge them for not using the truck, not using the trailer provided, and they were going to charge them for detention. So this morning, 6 o'clock this morning, I get up and I call up there, still nothing. So I called dispatch, and by that time I was about on the verge of losing my temper. And, I kind of got all over dispatch about somebody needing to deal with this. They've got me running back and forth, and the bottom line was is that the guard told me that the trailer wasn't going to get loaded. It was in a rejected status, and that nobody was going to load the trailer until somebody from Millis called and talked to them, and dealt with this, rejected trailer. And so, I just essentially told dispatch, here I'm sitting at 1,200 miles. I've lost an entire day of drive time sitting here jacking with this trailer. I'm sitting on losing another day. We're on Memorial Day weekend. Nobody's going to be working. Somebody needs to get on this before it's too late, or get me off this load and give me another load. So, we go back and forth about that for, an hour or so. Finally, I told him, if y'all can't do something, I'm leaving. I'm not going to sit out here in a dirt field all weekend long waiting for y'all to make a decision about what to do with this trailer. I told him, I said, I'm leaving. I'm going to a truck stop. Y'all call me when you figure it out. So I got a message, about the time I finished fueling up at the truck stop, telling me that they had called and talked to Post, and that Post said that the trailer was being loaded, and to call them in an hour and a half, which was the exact same thing they told me the night before. By now I'm pretty aggravated, pretty negative. I've been posting about it on Facebook, trying to vent a little bit because I'm about to lose my temper. I go in and take a shower, get cleaned up, look around. I need to repair my CB antenna system because the T700 has severe grounding issues, and my antenna system's not working very well. So I was in there looking at some stuff to switch around, some thinking of some ideas. I got about $50 on my low start. The antenna I want's $70, so I'm going to hold off on getting the antenna, but I may go ahead and get the mounting brackets and another coax cable if I can find one long enough. And then I'll run that stuff. And so anyway, then I went back out to the truck. I ate a little bit of lunch. Sat around for a little while, twiddled my thumbs a little bit. Bitched about the situation on Facebook some more. And then after a couple hours had passed, I called them and asked about my load. They said it was ready. So, not really expecting it to actually be ready, I went ahead and headed on that way. And I got there. Halfway there, I got stopped by a train, and then there was one train going one way and another train going the other way. And one of the trains decided that it was tired of moving and wanted to stop right in the middle of the intersection for 20 minutes. Yeah, that's how my luck goes, believe it or not. So, I sat there and sat there and sat there, and finally the train moved out of the way, and I made the last 2 blocks to get to the shipper, and luckily my trailer was ready. I hooked up, and now I'm rolling. Well, originally the load was supposed to deliver tomorrow, but, I could get it delivered today, and I've been, dealing with dispatch all weekend trying to get approval to drop this load early. That way, I could get there, drop it at Walmart where it's going, and get them to take the load in. Well, I got to have special permission now from dispatch in order to drop this load early. So they won't give it. So instead, they told me to drop it at Richfield. So I'm going to drop it at Richfield, and honestly, I'm not. I'm pretty cynical right now, pretty negative right now about a lot of things, and I honestly don't think I'm going to get another load tonight. So, I'm pretty sure tomorrow they're just going to tell me go ahead and hook back up to that trailer and take it on to the final. It's wasted weekend, wasted time. They done screwed my clock up so bad this week, it's not even funny. Everything was going so good, I was running hard, I did 600 and something miles one day, 500 and something miles the day before that. You know, I was set up to do about 500 miles yesterday, and it all fell apart. Today I'm going to Richfield, you know, 200 and something miles. And I'm going to sit there, you know, I mean, maybe I'll get lucky, maybe it's not going to be that bad. Maybe I'll get there and I'll drop it and they got a load ready for me. I'm not pre-planned on nothing. We're on the weekend. It's a holiday coming up on Monday. You know, the life of an over-the-road truck driver. The problem is, this time it's fucking with my paycheck, you know. There's no way now, I don't think, you know, unless they've just got loads for me to pick up, and I highly doubt it, there's really no way for me to break 3,000 miles this week. The way it's looking, I may not even break 2,000 miles. You know, this has been a pretty bad, shitty-ass week. It shouldn't have been. There's no excuse for it to have been. When dispatch saw what the problem was with the shipper, they should have just pulled me off the load, dispatched me on something else, and put somebody else on this load to pick it up on Monday. You know, Monday or Tuesday, whatever. Instead, you know, we're jacking around with this load, you know, wasting my time, you know, screwing around with my paycheck. And, you know, I'm not happy about it. Not even a little bit. But, you know, I got to try to remember that, you know, that's how over-the-road trucking is, you know. I always try to tell myself that, you know, plan never, ever, ever goes according to plan. There's always something that's going to go wrong, you know, and when you're out here over the road, you just kind of have to expect that, you know. And, yeah, I'm a little irritated, you know, and I'm not going to lie, you know. I'm pretty aggravated about the whole situation because it's messing with my paycheck, you know. But, you know, you got to take the good with the bad. I've said that before. So this is one of those situations that wasn't really in Melissa's control. I mean, yeah, there's some things they could have done about it, and there's some things they should have done about it. You know, as soon as they saw what was going on, they should have been on the phone, you know, getting this shit straightened out. You know, but they didn't. They fucked around, they dicked around, and now, you know, we're sitting on a weekend and all the decision-making people are at home, you know, eating burgers and drinking beer, you know, while those guys out here on the road are trying to deal with the whole situation and nobody to, you know, back us up. And, you know, it's just part of what goes on out here, you know. I mean, things don't always work the way you think they ought to work. You know, this one was on the shipper, you know. There's nothing Millis can do about the trailer that was there. There's nothing wrong with it. You know, I mean, I can go down there, I can inspect the trailer. I could have called maintenance and told them I need a repair guy out there, but what's he going to fix? You know, there's nothing wrong with it. You know, it's the shipper. The shipper's being a dick. You know, they're looking at the trailer for whatever reason. Whoever makes the decision, you know, looked at it and was like, yeah, I don't like that trailer. You know, we're not going to load that trailer. I don't like it. And so it got rejected. You know. And then, you know, going back later and trying to say, you know, hey, there's nothing wrong with this trailer. There's no reason to reject it, you know. It creates a clusterfuck. You know, and, you know, my load was, you know, first I'm sitting on two bill of ladings, two different loads in the same trailer, going to the same place. And, you know, so I'm sitting on two different loads. And one load has been cleared and put onto the new trailer, the one I brought. The other load is still attached to the other trailer, you know, and it's a paperwork screw up on their end. You know, it doesn't have anything to do with Millis, you know. I'm aggravated about the whole situation, and I'm aggravated because, you know, Millis, you know, didn't jump on it and get there and tell them people, you need to straighten this out, you need to straighten it out now. You know, and that's what they should have done. They should have called the shipper and they should have said, we have a truck on site, we have a trailer on site, why isn't it getting over? You know, that's what they should have done. You know, the load was scheduled to be, to be loaded between 6 o'clock and midnight. You know, those were the hours to pick it up, between 6 o'clock and midnight. So by 6 p.m. that trailer should have been in the dock no matter what. You know, by midnight it should have been gone no matter what. But, you know, I don't make those decisions. And instead, you know, I'm just the over-the-road truck driver that has to sit and twiddle his thumb. 22 hours I lost. 22 hours I lost from the time I got there till the time that I left. 22 hours. And there's not an excuse for that. There is not an excuse for that to happen. Alright? I mean, it was a screw up. And, you know, now it's 22 hours later, I can't do anything about the past. All I can do is move forward and, you know, try to go on from here. So that's what I'm doing. I'm trying not to be too terribly negative, but, you know, I'm negative right now. I just need one whole time that I'm out. The whole time that I'm out. Just one cycle for everything to go right the entire time, you know. Here, I'm out here for 5 weeks this time. I'm out here for an extra week trying to make up a little bit of difference, you know, from back when I was broke down. And, you know, instead I get this week's going to look like a home time. It just aggravates me. So anyway, that's the update. You know, I put all 3 videos into one thing. There's my bitching, my rant, you know, whatever you want to call it. Venting, you know. This is the life, you know. I mean, it's not always, you know, good news. It's not always, you know, good things. You know, it's not always, everything doesn't always work right. You know? And this is part of it, you know, this frustration, this aggravation, this dealing with the problems that come up, you know, and the delays that come up. This is part of this life out here. This is part of what you have to get used to when you jump onto this job, because these are things you're going to have to deal with when you get out here on the road. You know, and for those of you that watch me for, you know, you're never planning on being out on the road, you know, for whatever reason you're watching me, this is what your truck drivers have to go through. You know? Day in and day out. This is what we have to go through to make sure you have the stuff that you want to have. You know? I love the job. I wouldn't give it up for nothing, you know. But it doesn't mean that I'm happy about everything that goes on. This is one of those times when I'm definitely not happy. So, I love my job. I hate this situation. So, that's the way it is. That's my update. You know, y'all take care. And we'll catch y'all later on somewhere down the road, man. Peace out.